There is a truth that most men never fully grasp, and it is the reason why so many of them struggle to create deep, lasting connections with women. They chase the wrong things. They focus on looks, money, and status, believing that these are the keys to a woman's heart. But the reality is far simpler and far more profound. The most attractive thing a man can offer is not his bank account or his physique. It is his presence. It is his ability to make a woman feel seen, heard, and emotionally safe. And yet, 99% of men never learn this. They walk through life blind to the small, powerful gestures that can make them truly unforgettable. These are not grand romantic gestures. They are subtle, psychological triggers that tap into a woman's deepest desires, desires that she may not even be aware of herself. And once a man understands these secrets, he stops chasing and starts attracting. He becomes effortlessly magnetic, not because he is trying to impress anyone, but because he is simply being himself. The first secret is the power of touch before intimacy. Imagine the scene. You are on a date. The energy is positive. The conversation is flowing. She is laughing, but something is missing. You can feel it. She is there, but not fully connected. You drop her off at home, send a message later, and then silence. Nothing. This is where most men fail. They believe attraction depends solely on words. They focus on the perfect conversation, witty jokes, and carefully crafted lines. But women do not connect through words alone. They connect through sensations, emotional presence, and physical closeness. One of the most underrated ways to create that connection is through touch. Not in a needy or invasive way, but subtle, conscious, and deeply comforting. The key is this: a simple gesture that almost all men overlook. A gentle massage before intimacy can completely shift the energy of the moment. Because for women, emotional connection can be just as powerful, or even more so, than physical attraction. Gentle, non-sexual touch communicates more than any words. It says, "I see you. I care about you. You are safe with me." It is not about being an expert or perfect, but about being present, slowing down, paying attention, and creating a space where she feels understood and desired, not rushed or pressured. The philosopher Epictetus, one of the great Stoics, taught that we should not seek to have events happen as we wish, but to wish them to happen as they do happen. When a man is present and grounded, he is not forcing anything. He is simply allowing the connection to unfold naturally. And that is what makes him irresistible. But here is the deeper truth. Touch is not just about physical sensation, it is about emotional communication. When a man touches a woman with intention and care, he is sending a message that bypasses her conscious mind and goes straight to her nervous system. Her body responds to the safety and warmth of his touch, and she begins to relax. She begins to open up. She begins to trust him on a level that words could never reach. This is why touch is so powerful. It is a language that predates words, a language that every human being understands instinctively. And when a man learns to speak this language fluently, he becomes a man that women cannot forget. The philosopher Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism, taught that the goal of life is to live in agreement with nature, and it is human nature to seek connection through touch. When a man offers a gentle, non-sexual touch, he is living in agreement with that nature. He is honoring the deepest part of what it means to be human. The second secret is the art of respectful flirting. Most men fall into one of two extremes. They flirt too much, seeming desperate and overwhelming, or they flirt so little that they become invisible for fear of making a mistake. But here is the truth. Women love flirting when it is done right. The kind of flirting that feels exciting, playful, confident, and above all, respectful. Flirting is not about using rehearsed lines or faking charm. It is about energy. It is about keeping the conversation light, teasing subtly, and creating that spark that makes her heart race. Think of it like a dance. You lead, she follows. But it should all feel natural, not forced. For example, if she says she loves Italian food, you could respond, "Really? Then you have definitely never tried my cooking." That is playful confidence, not arrogance. It is fun, provocative, and naturally attractive. Genuine flirting is not about seeking approval. The moment you try to impress her, you lose your edge. Women are drawn to men who can joke around, connect, and enjoy the moment without needing constant validation. A high-value man flirts not to conquer, but because he enjoys the exchange. He remains calm, centered, and emotionally stable regardless of her reaction. The philosopher Seneca, another great Stoic, wrote that it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. When a man wastes his time trying to impress a woman with rehearsed lines, he is wasting the opportunity for genuine connection. But when he flirts from a place of genuine enjoyment, he creates a connection that is real and lasting. The third secret is the power of attentive listening. Most men listen to respond, not to understand. They are so focused on what they are going to say next that they miss what she is actually saying. But women do not just want to be heard. They want to be understood. They want to feel that their words matter, that their thoughts and feelings are important to the person they are with. And when a man truly listens, when he gives her his full attention without interrupting, without trying to fix her problems, without offering unsolicited advice, something shifts. She feels seen. She feels valued. She feels safe. This is the foundation of emotional intimacy. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic, wrote that we have power over our minds, not outside events. When a man gives his full attention to a woman, he is exercising power over his own mind. He is choosing to be present. And that presence is deeply attractive. Studies have shown that people who feel heard experience a significant increase in their willingness to trust, to open up, and to commit emotionally. The person who truly listens is the person who becomes unforgettable. The fourth secret is making her feel safe to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is not weakness. It is courage. And when a woman feels safe enough to be vulnerable with a man, she is offering him the greatest gift she can give. But many men unknowingly shut down this vulnerability. They react with judgment, with advice, with an attempt to fix the problem. They do not realize that she is not looking for a solution. She is looking for connection. She is looking for someone who can sit with her in her pain without needing to make it go away. The philosopher Epictetus taught that no great thing is created suddenly, and the kind of safety that allows a woman to be vulnerable is built through the accumulation of small moments, each one building on the last. Each time he listens without judgment, he builds that safety. Each time he responds with empathy rather than advice, he builds that safety. And as he builds it, she begins to trust him on a deeper level. She begins to open up. She begins to share the parts of herself that she usually keeps hidden. And that is when real intimacy begins. The fifth secret is congruent confidence. This is the difference between a man who is secure in himself and a man who is putting on an act. Congruent confidence is not loud. It is not aggressive. It is not about dominating a conversation or proving a point. It is a quiet, steady assurance that comes from knowing who you are and being comfortable with that. It is the absence of the need to impress. The philosopher Cleanthes, who succeeded Zeno as the head of the Stoic school, wrote that the fates guide the willing but drag the unwilling. A man who is congruent is willing to be himself. He does not need to perform. He does not need to pretend. And that authenticity is deeply attractive. Women are highly sensitive to the difference between genuine confidence and performed confidence. Performed confidence feels like a sales pitch. It feels like the person is trying to convince you of something. Genuine confidence, on the other hand, feels like a quiet invitation. It does not demand anything from her. It simply is. And that is what makes it irresistible. The sixth secret is emotional stability. Women are drawn to men who are emotionally grounded, men who do not get swept away by every wave of emotion. A man who can remain calm in the face of chaos, who can handle conflict without resorting to anger or withdrawal, who can be a steady presence in her life, is a man she can trust. The philosopher Musonius Rufus, a Stoic teacher who profoundly influenced Epictetus, wrote that we should not be ashamed to learn what we do not know. When a man learns to regulate his emotions, he becomes a man of strength. He becomes a man who can be relied upon. And that reliability is the foundation of lasting attraction. The seventh secret is the ability to create emotional safety. This is the culmination of all the other secrets. When a man combines touch, respectful flirting, attentive listening, vulnerability, congruent confidence, and emotional stability, he creates a space where a woman feels completely safe. She feels safe to be herself. She feels safe to express her desires. She feels safe to fall in love. The philosopher Hierocles, a Stoic who wrote extensively on ethics, observed that we should approach others as we would approach ourselves, with patience and understanding. When a man creates emotional safety, he is approaching her with patience and understanding. He is telling her that she does not need to be perfect. He is telling her that she can trust him with her heart. And when a woman feels that kind of safety, she does not just desire him, she adores him. She becomes deeply, irrevocably attached. These 7 secrets are not tricks. They are not manipulation. They are the expression of a man who has done the inner work, who has cultivated presence, who understands what it means to be truly attractive. And once a man understands them, he never looks at attraction the same way again. He stops chasing and starts attracting. He stops performing and starts being. He becomes the kind of man that women cannot forget. The philosopher Seneca wrote that the greatest cure for the mind is trust in the one who is advising. When a man trusts his own presence, his own authenticity, his own emotional stability, he does not need to seek validation from anyone else. He is already whole, and that wholeness is what makes him irresistible. If you found this valuable, do me a favor. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another insight like this. Drop a comment below and let me know which of these 7 secrets resonated most with you. And share this with someone who needs to hear it. Stay grounded, stay present, and I will see you right here in the next one.